Just today, an acquaintance and me were discussing the Michael Jackson Propofol death case, and this guy was saying that Dr. Murray is fixing to get off, and I mean they've come with some dramatic testimony, and the witnesses for Dr. Murray are insinuating that Michael, as a drug junkie, has injected himself with a Propofol. But the prosecution has made some good points in that the the level of the induction is like 10 times I think the normal required dose. This thing is administered in a house. He took so long to call, the way he was performing the CPR. I mean, there's so many things that you want to know what kind of guy is this. Now, even if he hadn't hooked up the thing and injected this stuff and everything, I don't know if Michael could find his vein to inject it into his vein. And Dr. Murray, even if he hadn't done it, when he sees it, I'm sure you might have seen it, you need to turn it off and talk to this guy. You need to get out of there. You can't be around when people are, it's like, as a citizen who wants to live upstanding and avoid problems, if I happen to see, I'm at a place and I see a guy with a gun in his waist, and I see him selling stuff, going approaching cars and come getting money, hand them something out his mouth or wherever, I need to move away from there because he isn't necessarily doing a legitimate job. And if I could be seen as a part of the operation, I mean, sometimes you get arrested. It's hard to extricate yourself from the stuff that you got into, right? Just by being there, you can be charged with something and you can't escape it. And so, as a medical doctor, if you're in your presence, somebody's doing something like that, you need to warn them, see if you could seize the things and get out of there and stay out of there. I mean, if I'm Michael Jackson's personal physician and he's doing something one day that I think is a problem, I need to explain to him clearly that, look, this is a problem, and if we're going to continue breaking the law like this, I can't be a part of this. See? I mean, that's how an intelligent person would operate, especially if you spend a lot of money and time and you really like your career and you want to help a lot of people. You just can't be with people that violating the rules because you're going to get tarnished some way, somehow. But I think that he wasn't necessarily passive. I think testimony was shown or evidence seized where he had propofol and the same batch in his car, in his place, and in some warehouse and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, where Mike could have gotten it, it had to be from him. Now his expert, he's trying to insinuate that Dr. Murray told him this. It's not what you were told, it's what you've seen, the evidence, and what your professional experience and opinion could say about this, whether the doctor is guilty or Michael is, guilty or whatever. But as I said in another video, I think this doctor has made so many blunders. He should have never gone to trial, tried to get a deal. I mean, unless the facts come out, people could have looked at it all kinds of ways. There's no guarantee that, he's going to get off. So now we have the evidence out. Everybody knows about it. He is tarnished. I mean, he might have gotten, say, a couple of years in jail, a fine, and, his license out of the bar permanently or for a certain time. All that can still happen. Plus, he's going to lose all his money in defense. And some cases, how can they defend you if they have a video where I shot somebody and I, did all this stuff? How can you get off of that? I mean, if they offer you a deal, it's less than the max, and norm too is less than that, and they get a sweetheart deal because they don't want to go through trial and all that. Accept it and move on. I mean, he can't say that I didn't do nothing, I'm innocent, and the evidence can show this, so I go to trial. I mean, that's not the case here. So I don't see how anybody could think that he's going to get off here. I think that he's going to be convicted, and he's done. And people are suggesting that he's not the only doctor doing that. I'm not sure why they'll do that here. I know in my country and in the Caribbean, medical doctors are the brightest in the country. They knew they wanted to be a medical doctor since they were 8, 9, 10. And they sacrificed the years, they hardly played, they studied hard, they memorized the whole textbooks, they went on to Oxford, London, Cambridge, or the University of the West Indies, got a medical degree. There's absolutely no way they're going to play games like that. In fact, I've heard that Murray was down in the Caribbean once, and these doctors say, we're not going to do this, bro. And he went ahead and he did it. So he seemed to have a history of flouting the norms and the law, and it caught up with him. I mean, it's unfortunate it had to be with Mike. I mean, Mike is a loved guy and so forth. And Mike, we tend to project ourselves a lot on people, and to us, Mike is such a great, talented, outstanding, artist. But this guy is not an intellectual. I don't know what kind of schooling he had, so that to say that he made sort of intelligent consent and all that stuff. I don't know his level of intelligence. I mean, he's a good dancer, he's a good singer, he's a nice person and so forth. But I mean, he's not a medical doctor. He's not a nurse. He doesn't understand this stuff. I know that he might have tried this. And you know what? I think that Mike said, "Man, I'm so tired. Oh, I can't. I don't get enough sleep. I lie down for 5 hours, and after that, I'm done." So some medical professional told him, anesthesia would be good because you get such a deep sleep that you just 5 hours could be like if you sleep for 12 hours. And they might have started it and then you get hooked in it. I mean, I don't think he figured it out. Like, you know what? I know with propofol and I know with all these anesthetic things. I'm going to try them because I'm sure some professional had to introduce him to that information. I don't even think he read about it. So these professionals need to, be responsible, and at least this one is going to be shown how to be responsible.